can you tell us about commissions, the C word?
Sure. Yeah, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about commission. And everybody asks us, well, what is your commission? What is your commission? Now, legally, I cannot say publicly what specific commissions are because there was a whole lawsuit about it. But I will tell you that all commissions are negotiable, but there is a certain amount that we charge. But I'll tell you, there was a settlement in August of 2024 by the National Association of Realtors that made a law that the listing agent can no longer set the commission for the buyer's agent, which is fair.
Yes.
Because some buyer's agents are, deserving of one percentage and others deserve another percentage. Here's an interesting way to look at it. Andrew,
Yeah,
at a closing,
totally.
who brings the money to the table?
The buyer brings money to the table.
The buyer. So who is paying all of the commissions, Andrew?
Well, if you look at it that way, it's the buyer.
The buyer. The buyer is paying all of the commissions. Sellers always think, well, they're paying all the commission. No, the buyer. Buyer is the one that's paying the price for the house. The buyer is paying the commission. Basically, the way that it is now is when I go on a listing appointment to sell a home, I talk to the seller about what they are going to pay me. We negotiate that, and that is established at the listing appointment. What we do not talk about is the buyer agent compensation. Now, buyers are going to set their compensation that they're going to pay their buyer's agent separately. So, Andrew, how does the buyer's agent get paid?
Simply put, we write it right into the offer. We write right in the offer, I believe it's line 43, where we initial and we write in there how much obviously we're going to be getting paid, and we're going to be asking the seller to pay for that.
Right, which is kind of funny because I just said that the buyer pays everything, but it's just perspective.
Yeah,
but it's just perspective. The seller, we're asking the seller to contribute out of their proceed towards the buyer agent compensation.
Yeah, and I think something to also be noted too is it's not like the listing agent's always making more, the buyer's agent's making less, or vice versa. I mean, I think recently I actually, on the buyer side, I made more than the listing agent did. And a lot of times it's the other way around. I mean, it's never one way.
Yeah, and so commissions are always negotiable. So the thing to get out of this is that buyers negotiate what they're going to pay their buyer's agent or what their responsibility is to pay their buyer's agent. Yeah. Listing agents determine what they're going to be getting paid from the seller or out of the proceeds, and that's how commission is determined. But all of it is flexible, all of it is negotiable. But the thing to remember is that when you're hiring a buyer's agent, you're hiring somebody to advocate for you. And when you are buying your home, for most people, it's their largest asset that they're going to own. It's their largest transaction that they're ever going to participate in, and it's important. And it's important that they are represented properly. And there are a lot of moving parts to a home purchase. Yeah. And it's important that they are represented, and it's important that they are determining what they are paying their agent. It's very confusing. It's confusing even for us to talk about and explain. But basically, it's all negotiable.
Right. If you have questions about commissions, buying, selling, or anything in regard to real estate, reach out to us.